Hey, let me tell you a little
Okay,
secret.
let's go.
Fashion tech is not just for entrepreneurs, and it's not all about the cool tech startups. I was scrolling through LinkedIn the other day, and every single post about fashion tech was either a founder announcing a raise, a startup hiring, or someone promoting their new platform. And I get it. That's the version of the industry that makes the most noise. But that's not the whole picture. Not even close. Because while all of that is happening, there are thousands of people doing real, technically complex work inside fashion brands, and nobody's talking about them. So that's why I'm here. I'm going to tell you all about it. I stumbled into this industry, my career just progressed. And 20 years later, I realized how many people, especially people with fashion degrees, have no idea this world exists. So if you studied fashion or you work in tech or you're somewhere in between wondering what this whole space actually looks like, I got you. Let's talk about it. I'm Rena. After nearly 20 years inside global fashion brands and retailers, I'm here to tell you all about it. I started in buying, transitioned to e-commerce, then data analytics, and finally landed in technical operations. I've been in the merchant meeting and the engineering stand-up, sometimes in the same day. I know what both rooms are missing, and I'm here to bridge the gap. I built a framework called the Fashion Tech Spectrum. It's my way of mapping everything that happens between a fashion idea and a digital product. 9 zones. Every role, every system, every decision lives somewhere on it. That's my lens. It's not a textbook definition and not an industry standard, just my lived experience organized into something useful. Quick thing to know before we get into it. Fashion tech breaks down into 2 distinct categories. They are not the same thing. First is infrastructure software. These are the internal systems that fashion brands and retailers run on. The platforms that manage the product data, they run the supply chain and power the storefront. They keep operations connected end to end. This is where the fashion tech spectrum maps. The second is the fashion tech enabled business model. These are companies and concepts that use technology to reimagine how fashion is sold and experienced. Think rental, resale, virtual try ons, agentic shopping, social commerce. They're all built on top of the infrastructure, downstream from the spectrum, not on it. We'll cover them on this channel, but not today. So here's the breakdown. First, we have the creative clusters, zones 1, 2, and 3. This is where the fashion idea becomes physical products. The skills here are creative, craft-based, and deeply intuitive. Every decision made in this cluster becomes the data downstream systems either work with or fight against. Zone 1, creative direction. Every line starts here. Not with spreadsheets, but more with a feeling. Trend researchers pulling references, creative directors setting the seasonal vision, color and material designers building the palette. Companies like WGSN help teams forecast what customers will want 12 to 18 months from now. Roles in this zone would be a creative director, trend researcher, color and material designers. Zone 2, design, development, and product data setup. This is where the feeling becomes, something buildable. Technical flats, base patterns, lab dips. 3D tools are letting designers visualize a garment on a digital body before a single sample is cut. Fewer rounds, faster timelines. And then the product gets set up in a PLM. Color codes, size codes, fabric content, creativity gets translated into a language systems can read. And if it leaves this zone wrong, it travels wrong throughout every system connected to it. Roles here: fashion designer, technical designer, and pattern maker, wash developer, and a PLM administrator. Zone 3, production and sourcing. The loop most people outside the industry never see. The tech packs go to the factory, then the samples come back. Then they go back to the factory. Then more samples come in. You have the fit sessions, washes adjusted, costs are negotiated. AI is beginning to assist with the virtual grading, testing how a size range performs on a digital body before committing to physical samples. This is one of the places where technology is actually compressing the timeline. Roles here: production manager, sourcing manager, technical designer, QA analyst, and a costing analyst. The business cluster, zones 4, 5, and 6. This is where product becomes commerce. The skills here are commercial, analytical, and strategic. Decisions made in this cluster determine what gets made, how it gets positioned, and who finds it. Zone 4, merchandising and planning, where the business decisions get made, and it's messier than it looks. Buyers are evaluating the line, sometimes on samples that are not finalized. Merchandisers and planners are building the assortment. They are choosing which styles, fits, washes will make the cut. Then you have tools like New Order and Jour managing wholesale orders. And a lot of it happens in Excel too. Roles here would be a buyer, merchandiser, assortment planner, range planner, and a planning analyst. Zone 5, digital launch and merchandising. The physical product is real. Now it needs a digital identity. There's photography, copywriting, and the GTM strategy. When does it launch? Where does it show up? Who sees it first? You have DAM systems like Binder, organizing and distributing the creative assets, and PIM systems that structure the product attributes. This is the handoff zone where the creative side of the spectrum finishes and the digital side takes over. Roles here: photographer, copywriter, content strategist, GTM manager, studio manager, and marketing director. Zone 6, the digital storefront. The denim line goes live. On-site merchandisers check that attributes are loaded. They design the landing pages, set up the PLPs, PDPs. SEO and ACO make sure the right customers can find it. E-commerce platforms like Shopify and Salesforce are running the show. This is also where the tools built on top of the infrastructure, like AI-powered fit guides and search engine recommendations, actually meet the customer. Roles here: e-commerce merchandiser, on-site merchandiser, SEO specialist, UX designer, marketplace manager. The technical cluster, zones 7, 8, and 9. This is where the data becomes intelligence and intelligence becomes infrastructure. The skills here are analytical, systems-oriented, and deeply technical. And this is where the fashion instinct becomes one of the biggest advantages in the room, because most technical people don't think about or understand the fashion side of the business. So if you do, you have the edge. Zone 7, data and analytics. Now the data starts talking back. Product analytics, site analytics, customer analytics, which fits are converting, which washes are being returned, which inseams are selling through by segment. CRM is building towards personalized outreach. Then you have tools like Google Analytics, Klaviyo, and Looker. They're making sense of all of it. And this zone tells you whether the tools you deployed in Zone 6 are actually working. Roles here: digital analyst, CRM manager, personalization specialist, and customer insights analyst. Zone 8, systems and operations. The operational layer keeping everything connected and running. The OMS routes the orders, WMS picks and ships the orders. Every integration between every system has to hold. And this is where I sit. In my opinion, this is genuinely one of the best kept secrets for fashion business majors. The technical learning curve is real, but the fashion context you bring, most people in this zone do not have it. Roles here would be a technical operations manager, platform manager, QA analyst, systems analyst, and e-commerce operations manager. Zone 9, infrastructure. The development and engineering layer everything runs on. You have your back-end developers, your front-end developers. You have your ops engineers, your data engineers, your API and integration engineers, and then your site security. All the people who build the systems, write the code, and keep an infrastructure productive, compliant, and running. Roles in this zone are your back-end developers, front-end developers, DevOps engineers, data engineers, API integration engineers, and security engineers. And sitting above every single layer across the entire spectrum are project managers and product owners. If you're organized, process-driven, and you can translate between creative and technical teams, this horizontal layer is one of the most valuable places you can land. So there you have it, the full fashion tech spectrum. 9 zones, 12 to 18 months of decisions, and every single one of them lives somewhere on the spectrum. So here's what I want you to actually take away from this. Every zone on this map has roles, systems, and entire companies built around it. Clo3D, Centric PLM, New Order, Salsify, Binder, Manhattan Associates. These are all fashion tech companies, real ones with real jobs, and they need people who understand how fashion actually works, because most of the engineers and product managers inside of them don't have that context. Your degree is the thing that gives you the edge. AI is improving the work across every zone, compressing timelines, sharpening recommendations, and helping teams make better decisions faster. And the people who are going to use it well are the ones who understand both the fashion context and the systems it runs on. That combination is not easy to find. So there you have it. That was the map. Now we go deeper. We have a 3-part series coming up where we dive deeper into each cluster: the creative cluster, the business cluster, and the technical cluster. If you have a fashion background, you're going to see your skills differently. If you come from tech, you're finally going to understand the world your systems are actually serving. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Bye.